Hello, everybody. Welcome to the homework helper for section 5, point 2. You'll have to forgive me. I have a bit of a throat thing, so I got this new microphone so you can hear me suck on a cough drop. How excellent. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the first topic here is determining if given values are solutions to two variable equations. So what we're going to be doing first of all is we're going to be looking at these points and then plugging them in to each and every equation to see how it works. So, whoopsie. So when I look at this here, when I look at 3x plus 2y equals 12, I have to take the point 2, 4 and plug it into that equation, 3x plus 2y equals 12. And so to do that, this is my x, this is my y. I just plug in those values. So I have 3 times my x, which is 2, plus 2 times my y, which is 4, and that's going to equal 12. 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, and that happens to be 14. Does 14 equal 12? Nope. So I know that's not the answer. And so we would just repeat that process until we found one that was the answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this next one, though. So that's how 1, 2, and 3 are. Let's look at 4, 5, and 6. You'll see the difference here is that 4, 5, and 6 do not give us one of the points, one of the coordinate points. So for A here, I have 2 comma blank, and that's x plus y equals 6. So I know my x, I don't know my y. But the thing is, if I have one of these, I can find the other one. So if I know that 2 is x, or x is 2, then I just plug that in. So I have 2 plus y equals 6. And then we just have, in this case, a one-step equation. I subtract 2, y equals 4. So then I know that my answer here would be 4. And then I would do that again and again, plugging in for either x or y, and then solving for the other variable. The next section is the set, and it's asking us to graph linear inequalities. So this one's a little bit more complicated, so I'm going to zoom in. Shoo. Okay. So first it wants us to graph it. So y is less than or equal to, whoops, I actually got this on screen, don't I? Y is less than or equal to 3x plus 4. And so when we're graphing this, we are going to have it behave as though this inequality sign were an equal sign. So let's imagine that it was y equals 3x plus 4, just like that. Okay, my m would be 3, my b would be 4. So I'm going to graph it just like that. So I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And my slope is 3, so that means I go up 3 over 1. And then I can work it backwards. Like that, okay? And now here's the tricky part. When I'm looking at my inequality sign, I have to determine what type of line I'm making. If it's or equals to, it's going to be a solid line. However, if it's like number 8 here, and it doesn't have the or equals to, it's going to be a dashed line. So when I look at this, I know it's going to be a solid line. Okay, so that's my line. And then I'm looking for all y values that are below this line. All y values that are below this line. So what I do is I look at my line, and the way I like to do it is I like to look at my y-axis. Okay. Here's my y-axis, this black line that goes up and down. So y values that are below this line. So what y values are smaller when I go up this way or when I go down this way? Well, I said smaller and down, so clearly this is it. So I shade this side of the line. It then says to name one point that is a solution to the inequality and one point that's not a solution. To do that, all we have to do is just pick a point. Here, this would not be a solution. This is the point negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5, positive 1, 2, 3, 4. That is not a solution, so I'll make a little frowny face. And then, like, I don't know, over here, that is a solution. That's the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and 8. Hey, then put a little happy face. And so I know I've done that one correctly. All right, I know how to do math. And then, last section is asking us a series of questions about inequalities. So the important thing about this is it wants us to go through step by step, one question to the next. So you can't jump around. You have to do this one step at a time. And the idea behind these is as you go through A, B, and C, or if you look at number 12, all the way down A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, K, L, M. As you go through all of these, what's going to happen is you're going to develop a better understanding of what this problem is. So when this says solve for x, then graph the solution, yeah, let's take this and solve for x. So I have 10 minus 3x is less than 28. And subtract 10, negative 3x is less than 18. And divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. So x is, oh, I divided by a negative number. I switched my sign. X is greater than 6. So here's 6. It's an open circle. It's all values that are greater. Okay. Then it says select an x value from your graph of the solutions of the inequality. Replace x in the original equation. Does the inequality hold true? Okay. So like let's choose 7. 7 counts. 7's one of my highlighted values. So if I do 10 minus 3 times 7 is less than 28, does that work? Well, that's 10 minus, well, 3 times 7 is 21. Is that going to be less than 28? Well, yeah, it is. Absolutely it is. Because 10 minus 21 is negative 11, and negative 11 is certainly less than 28. And so you can see that we go step by step, and that's how we get each and every problem correct here. Take your time with this, all right? Actually go through each step. Solve it one step at a time. Don't get overwhelmed that there's multiple steps. Like you can see, like this wasn't that hard. This is just pick a number and plug it in. So make sure that you're taking the time to actually do what you should be doing, and you should do well on this homework.